welcome back to Kitten Up Kitten, and today it's another whip, I'm afraid. I don't have anything more interesting to film at the minute, so it is another whip. I'm going to go through the last of the comments etc on the video. So I am working today on Think of Me. This is a canvas by Mandy Manzano, so it's based on Phantom of the Opera. It is a 55 by 99 centimetre square drill canvas, 44 colours, 3 ABs. Now I will say this is an older kit, which is very evident by the drill quality. Still fabulous, but not as good as they are nowadays. But I have got around 3 full rows after this one to do, so I thought I ought to do a whip on this today. I hope you're all well. Yesterday was Easter Day. We just had a nice chill day. I got quite a bit of this done yesterday, and the plan today is possibly to do this video and then get the orders done, because they can go out from tomorrow. So I am using the baby blue limited edition standard cook tray for my drills. I'm using the mini as my trash drill pot because I felt guilty that I wasn't using my mini trays. Why make them then, I hear you say? Because I can, because there's two, and because there are people out there that don't multi-place. There are people that single place and a mini is perfectly big enough. There are also people that work on conversions, and they'll only be pouring out a handful of drills at a time, so they don't need a big tray. I'm not one of them. I use a standard no matter what. But I kind of feel guilty for having the mini there and not doing anything with it. So that's what I'm using tray wise. I am using one of my soft grip pens with a 6 placer and a single placer, both of which have double-sided taping. I also have a Diamond Art Club pen with a single placer and a 4 placer with pink waxing for the ABs. That's how I'm working today. I do hope that you're doing well. I also need to point out the cover papers I'm using. I think they're called like Forest Cottage or something, but they're from Calb Sparkles. Her details are in the description box, just in case you want her Etsy shop as well. There is mine on there. I haven't made anything for the last couple of days. We've kept the machines going. I do have a fair bit of stock at the moment, so that's quite good. Update on the stock: you will notice that the white trays are back. I had so many people asking for white trays. It drives me mad, because you cannot predict. I will have time periods where white sells all the time and grey doesn't sell, and then vice versa. And just as it got to the point where everybody was screaming for pink tray, pink tray, pink tray, I now have pink trays as a stock item, and they're not selling. So who knew? So do you know what? White, pink, grey. We'll just leave them on there. Please do know that I have now got set options on the trays and the tray towers. So you can buy sets like a small tray, a medium, a small tray, a standard tray, and a can't get the words out, funnel. I got there eventually. Yeah, so you can get a small, a mini, a standard, and a funnel for a cheaper price than you can buy them separately. So those sets are on there. They also have the tray towers included as well. And You can request, if you're buying singly, you can, well, you can with all of them, but you can request funnels, tray towers, etc. in the stock colours. So you can request tray towers in pink if you require pink, white or grey. It is your choice. Now I do need to apologise because this is, I'm on a very blocky piece here, so it's not very interesting to watch. I'm trying to do these little bits so that I can fill them in first. So yeah, it's not the most interesting whip, but I got to do what I've got to do. And I do have some news. I got caught by the Diamond Art Club early releases on Saturday. I have previously spoken to Penny, so we have been in contact while she's been away. We are video calling because obviously it's over Wi-Fi, so it didn't cost anything. So she tends to phone me. What time is it now? Oh, she'll probably be phoning me in the next few minutes, which is not going to go down well because I'm on Do Not Disturb. She is 5 hours behind, so she's been phoning me like in the morning when she goes out and has a cigarette, which is usually my lunchtime. But it was like, you know, I need content up. I need to get in the routine of putting up regular stuff. So we were talking. She was sort of saying how she had seen, she was going to Hobby Lobby, I think, or Michael's or somewhere, and she was going to have a look out to see if she could get me something. She has bought me, she's bought me a canvas, Diamond Art Club canvas, which I'm really pleased about. So I've got that coming, but I did get caught by the early releases. 2 canvases, one in particular really caught my eye, by an artist I haven't bought a canvas from before, which is always a nice thing. I do like to have a little bit of variety, because honestly, if I didn't buy from other artists, I would have nothing but Mandy Manzano's. And I've got quite a few. So yes, I did buy 2. So I will have some unboxings coming up. Yay! They literally sent me a notification that my order had shipped yesterday, which I thought was fabulous. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. So I'm just having a look. I might as well go for these lime ones. So yeah, not the most interesting whip to watch. I get that. But I have got stuff coming up, so that is something. But mainly I wanted to do a quick whip, and I wanted to go through the remainder of my comments, etc., because they're all on the same theme, or pretty much the same theme. So I wanted to save them for this one. I have to say I am loving getting this one done, and the problem is I've only got 3 rows, so it could happen soon. So what I'm going to do before we go into comments and questions, etc., I've just found a black drill. Where's that come from? Don't know. Let's pop it in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull down the 3. We're going to vote. We're going to vote on the next big canvas that I do. So let's have a look. What have we got in here? Okay, number 1, Serafina. I need to get this done, guys. I've had this kitted up since July 22. So it's nearly 2 years. It is a beautiful canvas. It's a 73 by 55 centimeters, and right now this is absolutely pertinent to where I am. So I think it's a good one to go for. You've got the 3, you've got the Serafina, and I think of these as being me and my sisters. The colours are beautiful, and it's full of symbology that means something to me at the moment. And of course, they're angels. aren't they? So beautiful picture. I haven't done a Michaelina before, so that's the first one up for grabs. 49 colours, 2 ABs. That's the first one. Okay, what can we have for number 2? Which one for number 2? Oh, not that one. Yeah, not that one. What have we got? Okay. That's a square, and that's a square, and that's a round, and that's a square. Okay, so next up, like, thinking on my feet here, Midsummer's Eve. Again, very pertinent to where we are. This is by Scott, or from Scott Gustafsson. It is a square, 55.8 by 76, 62 colours, 4 ABs. Oh, it'll be beautiful, and another one that I can work on the right way up as well. Particularly like this because it's got the fairies in there. So that's the second one. What will be the third? What will be the third? Do you know what? Iris of the Rainbow. Meredith Dillman. It is a 65 by 83. So all three of them are similar sizes. Now, the reason I've chosen this is because with the other two, I've got angels, I've got fairies, so why not a goddess? If you didn't know, Iris is I think she's Greek. She's Greek or Roman goddess, but anyway, I love this one. One, it's the rainbow colours, which I'm a big fan of, and also because I bought this because it reminds me of my daughter. She is a trans girl. She won't mind me sharing that, and I really want to get this one done. So there we go, 3 canvases: Iris of the Rainbow, Midsummer's Eve, and the Seraphina. So to vote, all you need to do is comment the name of one of those canvases on this video. It needs to be on this video. So the Seraphina, Michaelina, I'm going to mess myself up now, Midsummer's Eve, Scott Gustafsson, and Iris of the Rainbow, Meredith Dillman. If I've just got those right, so there's the vote. So to vote, please just comment one below this video and it will go into the vote, and whichever canvas has the most votes will be the one that I work on next. That's that done. So yeah, just time to go to the rest of the comments and questions, and I'm kind of, you know, we're on a theme. We're on a theme here, you know, it's all about gods and goddesses and fairies and angels and all the good stuff. So I'm going to continue on this. Let's go through some of these comments. So this next bunch of comments are all on the first video, which was Whip and Chat, My Spiritual Path and Beliefs Craftably. And I wanted to do this in a video because somebody had asked me. Somebody had said, I'm really interested. I want to hear. So I'd come in with the intention of doing a video and realised very quickly on it would have to be 2. And I am contemplating the idea of doing a regular video covering this sort of thing. You know, we'll see. I haven't really thought it through yet. I need to wait for my friend to come back so that she can give me some advice. So first comment was Sarah Hardy. She said, oh wow, what an interesting chat. I can't wait to hear more. Thank you, Sarah. I'm glad that you enjoyed. 20101946 Iffy, the lovely Sue. She said, that was so interesting, Sam. At first, I thought I might find it boring, but my goodness, it was fascinating, and I can't wait for the next time you tell us more. Thank you so much, Sue. Such a lovely comment, you guys. Thank you. You will have all seen the second part by now. But yeah, we'll see where it goes. Let's see where it goes. Caroline Bottomley, she says, Sam, your video was very interesting. Thank you. It was quite nice to share. It can be when you do this, when you do the YouTube, as my mum says, it can be quite hard, which is why we go down the route of, or some of us go down the route of reading out comments and questions. It can be quite difficult to come up, you know, 2-3 times a week with subjects to talk about. And although we do ask, you know, I very often ask and say, you know, pop a comment below if there's something you want me to talk about. But a lot of people rarely do. So when you come across something that, you know, someone's asked you to do and then you get a good response, it's fabulous. But it has opened up. I've got some ideas. And I am looking at posting up regularly. So as promised, there should be 3 videos up this week. And then 2 next week with a live on the Friday. That's where we're going. But thank you for commenting, Caroline. Dotty Diva, she says, I love hearing your thoughts. This interests me. Thanks for sharing your story and hope to hear more. I have dreams, feelings that come true. My dead parents and others have talked to me, felt them. Hugs, Billy. And they're all things. I think that's what makes this so interesting. I have literally opened my mind to possibilities. So, although I am desperately sad that I won't get to see my dad anymore, I will get to see him. I'll get to see him in my dreams. And I'll get to see him if he decides that he's going to stick around or pop back to see me. I'm going to talk to him. I'm not going to stop talking to him because he's gone, you know. And in time, that will get easier for me. I absolutely know he's still around. I do. Incidentally, I'm filming this today. It would have been my dad and my stepmum's 35th wedding anniversary today. My dad got married the second time on April Fool's Day. he thought he was funny. He was like, you know, only a fool would do it twice. So yeah, happy anniversary. But you're very welcome. Jan Beale just gave me some emojis. Thank you, Jan. Catherine Mola, she said, thank you for sharing. Well, you're welcome. You know, why not? I'm quite open about it. The only reason I haven't discussed it before is because nobody's really asked. So, you know, I don't hide it. It's, you know, it is just part of me. She also says our youngest has a gift. She isn't really afraid of the dark, but mirrors bother her. Oh my God, the dark and mirrors together. I never look in a mirror if I'm turning the lights off as I go through the house. I also do not have a mirror at the end of my bed. Don't do that. Well, no, you can do that if you want to, but I have a theory as to why you shouldn't do that. And it's purely because it's much easier for spirit to use a mirror as a gateway. And if you have got a mirror at the end of the bed, you're inviting spirits to walk straight through you, and that can cause some bizarre dreams. It can, you know, it can really have a negative impact, not because the spirit's negative, but because you're not sleeping, because you've got people walking through you all night. Just saying. She also said, we've told her to tell those that visit her that she is too young now. Absolutely. You know, you can just say, no, I'm not interested. She had an imaginary friend as a toddler, and she was a twin. I lost her twin in my first trimester. Oh, I'm so sorry. But again, another thing that is very common in mediums is that they were one of a twin. So we know she's been visited by certain loved ones, and love that she has a gift that not many have. Thank you for sharing, Catherine. I've gone and lost your comment now because I went on to it. Let me go back. Let me go back and find you again because I want to. Yeah, it is absolutely one of those things that you need to be the right age to do it. And although I've been quite happy doing the tarot cards, using crystals, that sort of thing, I was never open to the rest of it. So you need to be in the right space. And yes, if she's young, you know, she needs to live her own life. But there are ways, and I would have a look at guided meditation for her, because there are, you know, even if she's not talking to people right now, she still needs to have protection. So if nothing else, find her, they have them on Spotify, you know, just find her a guided meditation for grounding and protection. And they will really help. And, you know, grounding is as simple sometimes for me as literally going outside, no shoes on, bare feet, onto the grass, and just being grateful and just feeling my tether between me and the earth. Simple as that. There's no, you know, not out there naked, dancing in the rain or anything. I could, but I'm not. Literally just going outside and just reaffirming that grounding with the earth can help no end. But I really appreciate the fact that you shared that, so thank you. Lisa, she said, this was so interesting, Sam. So good to hear that there is happiness after death. Can't wait to hear more. Well, as you know, Lisa, I don't consider it, I think it's part of the journey. You know, I firmly believe there is more. This is just one aspect of life. You know, there are others to live. And I certainly don't want my dad hanging around here. I'd rather he was off having fun doing whatever it is that he would want to do, in whatever place you call it. You know, do I think my dad is flying around with angel wings and a harp? No, not in the slightest. But do I think that he is still having a life past that? Absolutely. Absolutely. Just in a different way, that's all. But thank you, Lisa, for commenting. Bassingirl Crafts, she says, had chills and tears in my eyes listening to your story. Thank you for sharing. Oh, wow. That is quite a strong reaction to have. Maybe it resonated with you a bit. Maybe it's something that, you know, it may be that since you wrote that comment that you've been off doing your own research. In which case, you know, I'm glad that it helped. I'm glad that it resonated with you. Certainly didn't do it to get converts or anything. It was more just to share how I view stuff. And that's what I love the most. The thing I love the most about coming under this umbrella term of being a pagan, and, you know, the term pagan, it was an insult. It was considered to be an insult. I don't consider it to be that now. It just means that I don't follow a standardised religion. And the beauty in that is the freedom I have. You know, if I want to celebrate 1 year, a Greek goddess or Roman, you know, or whatever, I can. There's no one to tell me different. There's no one to tell me I can't. And you know what? I don't want to be part of anything where somebody says, no, you can't do that. That doesn't work for me. That just does not work for me. I'm sorry. Is it 945? Yeah. Just going to swap the lids over because I need a few more in my tray. Yeah, I need the freedom. I don't want people to tell me that when I meditate and I see elves that they're not real. You know, they are real for me. They're what I see in my mind's eye. So, yeah. But I'm glad it resonated, and you're very welcome. Okay, let me just give this a shake, because I do like, when I've got large areas, I do like to make sure I've got as much lined up as I can, because, you know, the goal is to get this one completed. It hasn't taken me as long as I thought it would, to be honest, but there is an awful lot of this. You know, she does have a very big dress. So just get those in, and I'll go to the next comment, which I think is from Amy. So Amy says, I had to stop diamond painting about a quarter to halfway. I got chills up my back, as this is how I've always seen the world. Never read into it, always seen things as a kid, still have senses. And I know what person out of the dead ones are about by sense and what's been done. Right, so yeah, it's the signs, isn't it? It's the signs and the signals that you're getting. So like, I'm trying to think what would be a good... Right, so in my house, it's like needles, pins, that sort of thing go missing a lot. Now I know who that is. That is my little brother. He passed away when he was a baby. And I know that it's him because he told me many years ago that he follows me from house to house, which would make sense, especially now because obviously Mum lives with us. And he told me that he likes to hide stuff. So I know it's him. If I get a tap on my shoulder, or feel like I've had a tap on my shoulder, I know it's my granddad, because I specifically asked him to do that. He is one of my spirit guides, and I said to him, can you please, when you're around, give me a tap on my shoulder so I know you're there. So yeah, you do. You know who it is by the stuff that's happening. She also says, my son has seen and talked to my dead granddad and nan that he has never met in person. I had an emergency C-section and my nan died in the November before. Everyone said they sensed someone come in theatre, and I said it was my nan. Well, they do come, especially at times of trouble and stress. I had a visit, bizarrely, from my granddad when Ashley's stepmom passed away. And I just said to him, Granddad, can you go meet her? Just make sure she's okay. So anything is I hate the term dead. I do. I just... like, yeah, the term, I wouldn't turn, it's just me. I'm not having a go, Amy, I promise. It's I would turn around and say, I lost my dad. Or I spoke to my dad who passed away. Don't like the term dead. Because it's such a final word, isn't it? Like past, they've passed somewhere else. So I like that. But dead is such a final word. I don't like it. So you probably won't hear me. I hate saying it. So you probably won't hear me use that much. But no, it's a very common thing. I'm not just rattling this off for the sake of it. It is a very, very common thing for people to sense and feel their loved ones. And, you know, why wouldn't you when you're thinking of that person? So, makes a lot of sense. Betsy McLeod, hello Betsy. She said, cannot wait to hear more, Sam. It sent chills down my spine. So interesting and answers some questions I've had for a long time. Oh, well, I'm glad it helped. I really am. Tammy Hyler, she said, I found my favourite channel. Oh, thank you. She said, sending you loving, healing light. Have a wonderful trip. Oh, bless you so much. Thank you. I will gratefully receive that healing light. I do believe people asking and sending me virtual love for my knees has helped so much just recently. So I'm glad that you're enjoying the channel. I would love to say it's that interesting all the time. It is not. and just wait until you come across alive. That's all I'm going to say. I do need to say a special shout out on this next comment, because it's actually from the lovely Arietta. You will know her as the Crafty Witch. If you do not already follow Arietta, please do go over and give her a follow. Lovely, lovely lady. And she, bought me a coffee, which was very, very generous of her. So thank you, Arietta. And also messaged me with a recommendation for a book to read, because she thought I'd find it quite interesting. I have already purchased said book. It is on my book reader. So thank you for that. And she just says, thank you so much for sharing your story. There's a lot that I can relate to in there too. I hope that other like-minded people see that they're not alone. Much love. Well, thank you, Arietta, and thank you for everything else as well. Isn't that what makes it all worthwhile? It's sharing it, isn't it? It's making people feel that they're not alone. They're not going crazy. They did hear something. They did see something. They did feel something. It's right. It's true. Does that mean I'm going to be touring the country as a medium for other people? Absolutely not. It just means that I'm able to tune in a little bit better because I accept it, you know, and that's a lot of it. It's like, that's a lot with any faith system. You've got to have that faith. Once you've got that faith, you open that door. And that works for any religion, belief system, whatever. I was saying this to my daughter actually, because I always say that I am like a nature-based pagan. But I was thinking about this, and actually, am I? Or am I an energy-based pagan? Because that's what I kick everything off. It's like I get energy from the earth, from the moon, from the tides. Am I energy-based? I don't know. It is still... I will probably never know, but you know what? It's such good fun. Such good fun finding out. Next we have, Tammy just gave me some emojis, so she did watch the live. There you go. So yeah, it went down very, very well. I'm going to take a very quick break. I will be back in a second and we'll get some more of this done. So I had to go let the dogs out. I didn't realise that Ashley was in the garage. So I was waiting for them to come back in and didn't need to. So the next lot of questions are on part 2. Elsa, the lovely Elsa J, she said, hi Sam, thanks for sharing. Oh, you're welcome. You know me, I like to share. I like to share. I keep forgetting what I'm doing because I keep stopping and starting. It's never a good thing, is it? Let's get these in. So Elsa says, even though I don't know anything about some of the things you're talking about, I'm sorry, or consider myself being a spiritually gifted person, I don't think you're crazy. Well, not more than usual anyway. You know me too well. You do. But since I've been working in a couple of old castles and other historical buildings, I get what you mean by feeling energies. Don't think you can find anyone that spent more time in places like that hasn't felt, heard or smelt something. Maybe I'll get to share some of my stories, experiences with you someday. Oh, bless you. And that's exactly it. That you nail on the head, Elsa. It's about the energy, because everything has energy. And when an energy passes, it leaves some behind. I really feel that. Now, I need to say, for those of you that have said, you know, it's a gift not many people have, blah, 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 I have to disagree. It's a gift we all have. We all have this ability to sense, Maybe not to the same extent as everybody else. Like I said, I'm not going to be doing, you know, live shows around the country or anything, but we all have this ability, and a lot of it is that sixth sense. And you'll know what I'm talking about. It's that feeling of deja vu. I swear to God, the door is shut, which means don't come in because I'm filming. Get out. Seriously, any of you who have been on the lives will know that since I've had my bloody office, they know if the door's shut, I'm filming. But they come in anyway. It was Ashley, by the way. Yeah, it's that feeling of deja vu. It's walking into a room and just knowing that somebody was just in there. You didn't see them, but you know somebody was just in there. It's that prickling on the back of the neck when you feel like you're being watched. It's those things. We all get that. But we choose to ignore it because we've been brought up to ignore it. You wouldn't have ignored it 600 years ago, you know. But now we've been brought up that if you can't see it, it's not there. If you can't, you know, and that's exactly what it is. That's exactly what I'm talking about, Elsa. It's about acknowledging that there is something else because you can feel it, you can tell, you can sense it. How many people have got stories of where they've said, oh, this happened, I was going to go on this trip and then this happened and then I didn't go, but then this happened, you know, and we all have that. We all have that. So I do disagree in the sense that everybody has the sixth sense. Everybody has this ability to one degree or another. We just don't develop it, which I think is crazy. We don't acknowledge it. So, yeah, we can all do it. The difference is that I've spent enough time practicing, letting, you know, it's a case of like enhancing that particular area. And part of mine in joining the circle was I know that I could potentially get messages that I could then pass on to other people if I tried. That's what it is. Next comment. Thank you, though, Elsa. Next comment is from Busy Lizzie. She said, I wouldn't call you nutty as everyone believes in what they believe in. Absolutely. Hold on. I'm not going to get all those. It's driving me mad because I've got so few of these, but they're not going to fit in, which means I've got to open that bloody pot back up for a handful. How annoying. 945. She said, I myself is an atheist. So my motto is, I don't believe in it. I don't believe it if I can't see it. Okay, that's fair enough. So you don't believe in Wi-Fi, Lizzie? You know, can't see that. But you know it's there. Wi-Fi is just another energy. Anyway, everyone is entitled to believe what they believe in. Absolutely. And I absolutely found that. I found this interesting, but personally wouldn't be interested in trying it, which is completely okay. Absolutely. I didn't post in the vein of anyone having to try anything. It was more somebody asked me what my belief system is. Here you go. This is it. She also says, I'm glad you found this and that it's helped you in several ways. I hope you can feel inner peace 100% and carry on with what you love doing. I think now I am at a point where I have said, do you know what? This is what I want to do. This is how I want to do it. and this helps. And that's where I am. So thank you for commenting, Lizzie. Amy, she also says, when I ask for help, I don't ask the names. I just ask whoever will help. I believe there's people or spirits. I have my feeling now someone is with me. Now I get a feeling I can't explain it. Absolutely. Do you know what? One of the biggest things is it's not about what you do or how you do it. So do you know what? You can go on. I could go on Google right now and I can find a plethora of altars. So a lot of pagans will actually have an altar, just like, you know, a Roman Catholic might have a saint statue in their home that they pray to or whatever. And there will be a million versions of that altar. I do have an altar. I actually have two. So I have one in my bedroom and I have one in the cabin. But I didn't download something that said, put this there, put that there, you must have this, you must have that. Do you know what? It's got on what I want on it. Because it's not what I put on there that matters. There will be tools, certain tools that will help me in the workings that I do. And that's what I call what I do. I don't call them spells, you know. I do workings sometimes that help. There are tools that would help, but there are things on the altar that I am drawn to or that I feel belong on there. There is no wrong or right. You don't even have to have one if you don't want one. If you don't have one, you know, don't. It's not a biggie. There's no right or wrong way to do it. The biggest thing that I find interesting about my belief system is if you feel like that is what you should do, then do it. Because for you, it's important. And that's what I like. There's no one size fits all. There really isn't. You know, it's to be, you know, it's to have a belief system and to do things the way that you want to do it. And it can be as complicated or as easy as you like, you know. If I was away and I didn't have an altar with me, because I don't tend to carry stuff like that around. Does it matter? Does that mean I can't ask for stuff? Absolutely not. I go outside and I find a really nice tree. And that area then becomes my altar. So all I need is the earth. I just had this thing where in my head it just popped in. This is absolutely typical of me. It literally just popped in my head. All you need is the air that I breathe. That's it. It just came out of nowhere. Random. But yeah. So, Yesenia. She says, Sam, to be honest, if it helps you, that's the most important thing. My dad always said that if it is what you feel it's right, then it's right. If it feels right in your head and in your heart, then it's right. Absolutely, Yesenia. She said, I was raised in a Catholic family, and for me, it's not religion, because religions are made by men. So yes, I believe there's something out there bigger than all of us. But I also believe that every fantasy has had a base reality. So yes, I believe in all that. And I also tell everyone when I dream of them. And for me, I always remember them very clearly. So keep on going, my dear. Absolutely right. You know, I hearken back to a day when the majority of deities were actually female. Because they were, and you will find that country to country, whether they're called Mother Earth or Donai or Danu or Anya, you know, that, you know, it's a very, very old thing, which I think is why I'm drawn to the old Irish, you know, way before. But thank you very much, Yesenia. Catherine Mola. Love the Clan series. I know, right? Oh, and I shared it with both my parents. I think for me, because I am I love anything like that. It's the fact that this woman is coming in with, she's woven into a beautiful story. How things happened, how things could potentially have come about. So like society structures, medicines, spiritual stuff, you know. Fabulous. Love it. She said, I lost my mum when I was 21 and I feel the same as you. When she passed, I knew she was gone. She opted for cremation. She is flying around the world. Oh, I love that. I love that. Yeah, it's that sense of, you know, and I was absolutely fine with all of my family. My uncles and aunties, they all went to see my dad. My brothers and sisters, they all saw my dad. I did not. He's not there. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't consider the fact that I have some of his ashes in a necklace around my neck as being part of him. It's just part of his old body, his vessel. You know, if I want to feel close to my dad, I'm going to sing his song. That's another thing that I do that's always been quite important to me. I do sing my feelings out. I'll come on to more of that on another time. But yeah, if I want to feel close to him, then I think of him and I sing his song to myself, and you know, he's there. My dad also opted, like I said, I knew he would, because we were talking about boat burials at one point. He was like, I want to be put on a boat and I want it to be sent off and burnt. And it was like, Dad, I'm pretty sure they're not going to let you float a boat on the River Nene and set yourself alight. It's not going to happen. Bless him. Betsy, again, Betsy says, really enjoy listening to your progression into your belief system. How can you deny that what happened to you as a child is not your reality? Absolutely. But I think we are brought up that way, especially like I said, I was brought up as a Christian, and I necessarily thought it was Jesus. I'm not even sure who it was. To be fair, I just felt it. I just knew, and it could have been Jesus. I'm not saying Jesus didn't exist. I know he exists. I know the man that was written about exists. Whoever it was gave me a very comforting pat on the head. So no, I can't deny that. People need to learn to accept and to be open to what is in front of them. My curiosity is, how does the death of a beloved pet fit into the scheme? My kitty of 17 years passed away on the same day my dear friend did. I just got a kitty that remarkably resembles my old bud, and he brings such a peaceful demand to be pet. Maybe I'm as goofy as you, but it sure is nice to have him. Keep on talking. Well, Betsy, pets are exactly the same. I believe in reincarnation, and I believe in reincarnation. You know, I personally don't think you can turn around and say that, yes, I believe in reincarnation, and every time I'm reincarnated as a human being. I don't believe that. I think that you are reincarnated. I don't know how exactly it works, whether you ask for it, whether it's chosen for you, but there's just as much chance of being reincarnated as a human after being a pet as there is the other way around. I treat my pets exactly the same way. And I've had pets come back to me in dreams. Namely two, Pepper and Coco, Maisie and Coco. But, you know, Yeah, exactly the same. I wouldn't even say that there's not a limit on how many times you come back. I'm guessing maybe you could choose to come back as many times as you like. But I will keep on talking. Dotty Diva, we're so much alike. I'm shy, afraid of the dark, feeling images, people are around, ringing in my ears, love the Outlander movies and books, have a fascination for trees. I've had people pull over so I can get a picture. Why are they important to me? Well, that is the question. That's what you need to ask yourself. I have no idea. I'm starting to get an idea now of why they're important to me. A tree, for me, is a very big, you know, think about it. A tree's roots are in the underworld and the branches reach to the sky. So they are, in essence, a bridge between our world, the underworld, and what's above. So that's what I think it is for me. And I think that's why I feel, I don't know, because I have no way of knowing, but I feel that the reason it's so important to me is because in a previous life, I possibly had that type of belief system. And it's carried over. The same way that I firmly believe, right? So not the Outlander books. I love the Outlander books because the story is amazing. I love the show because, let's face it, well-built man with a Scottish accent in a kilt any day of the week. Do you know what I mean? So there's that. But it's also the tingle I get in that first opening sequence of Outlander where they've got the priestesses dancing around with the torches. It just makes the hairs on the back of my neck stand up. Not in a bad way. People always think that's a bad thing, don't they? But it's not. It's actually an indication of something that triggers your interest. So I do firmly believe I have a massive fascination for Tudor history. I have had past life regression, and in all cases I have been in that period of history. So I firmly believe that I lived and died during that time, and that has come over into this life with an interest in that. It all ties in. I firmly believe it all ties in. So if you have a fascination for trees, look into it. Do a little bit of research. You're never too old. Never too old. I don't want to hear that nonsense. I am questioning why. That's all you have to do. She also says, yes, I have anxiety and would love to overcome it. It's probably hard being in my mid-70s. Not at all. I'm used to it. Lol, yes, I would love to hear legends and any stories. Hugs, Billy. I will definitely working on it. I think it's I'm not even just going to do it from my belief system. I just think any legends and stories are interesting. So I'm working on it. It is something that is going to take a little bit of research and a little bit of planning. But definitely something I just need to think up how, for when, and what to do with it. But it definitely will be coming. Thank you, Billy. So next one is Michelle. She said, I really enjoyed your content. I've been a Wiccan for 30 years. Very sensitive to energy and can read it very well. Thanks for sharing. Oh, bless you. Thank you. And I'm so pleased that you found your path. I would love nothing more to know where I fit. But like I've said, I think that's the beauty of paganism. Maybe I'm not meant to fit anywhere. Maybe I'm just meant to be me. And you know what? That's all right. That's okay. But I'm glad that that you enjoyed it. I don't know masses about Wicca, other than I am very aware that you're very well based on the rules of 3 and stuff, and cause no harm, which I think is always a good thing in any religion, because there is far too much of that crap going on elsewhere. Don't want to be part of anything which says, you know, you cannot do this or that. But thank you so much, and I apologise if I'd said any of that and it came out wrong. I'm still learning. I'm still learning. I don't intend to change. It is what it is. I'm learning as I go. Diamond painting with Coco. She said, thanks you for sharing your journey. I'm also pagan, have been for years. I share some of my journeys, but not all, as I would definitely be giving away some of my energy. I have been called a witch as well. If that's what fits, then so be it. Titles, names, it doesn't matter. Only our beliefs and experiences. Absolutely. And I've said this so many times, which to me is not an insult. Do you know what I mean? I would liken myself very much to a hedge witch. And I'm grateful that I live in this century and not other centuries where that would have been a bad thing. I don't think there's any other name for it. I don't have a problem about sharing my stories. I mean, I wouldn't share all of them. I have meditations and stuff that I wouldn't share because they're personal to me, but not for the sake of giving away my energy. I am more than happy to share my energy because I honestly feel like that connection that I have with the earth would replenish that anytime I ask for it. And I think the reason I've been feeling so tired is because I haven't been doing that. Anyone who's experienced really good meditation knows how much power you get from it, how much energy you can get from it. So thank you so much for commenting and, you know, putting across your bit. I'm not going to be sitting here, you know, discussing every aspect all the time, but I would quite like to delve into legends because I quite like those. Who doesn't want to hear a nice story when they're diamond painting? We'll see how it goes. I'll do the research for the first one and then I'll see how it goes. And if it goes down well, then I'll continue. And if it doesn't, I won't. It's fine. But I'm glad that I shared that story. And yeah, I'm very, very impressed and very happy with the responses that I've had. So thank you, everybody. Betsy McLeod, she says, this is on the Etsy update, new set options. Lovely. I'd love to see you go on, buy me a coffee and update your goals. I do believe you've met your current one. Can't wait to see what is next. You are absolutely right, Betsy. I do need to go on and do that. Literally. I think I've only ever really been on it that first time. So I will try and remember to do that this week. I don't even know what my next goal would be. That'll certainly get me thinking. Dragons Jewels Creative Gems. She said, just discovered your channel through another content creator who recommended this whip and chat for your view on paganism and spirituality. Absolutely loved hearing about your beliefs and where they started. Recently started my own journey and I'm doing a lot of research to discover what feels right and natural for me. Very much like you, I've always been drawn to fantasy, tarot crystals, and can share some of the same beliefs that started when I was younger. And I'm now just honouring listening to that calling again now that I'm older. I can't wait to hear more on this in your next whip and chat, and we'll definitely need to check out some of your other videos as well. Bless your heart. What a lovely, lovely comment. I do hope that you have fun looking into everything. It takes you down a massive rabbit hole. I'm surrounded by books at the moment and my journey is nowhere near over. I can promise you that. I've got a lot of reading to do, but I'm getting there. I also know that it was probably The Crafty Witch where you've come from. So thank you again to Arietta for that. And you are more than welcome. I think it's quite hard sometimes. Yeah, I like to hear the base stories. I don't always like to hear, you know, I've done some looking on YouTube and you come across people who'll go, I am this, and they don't go into why. They just are. And I think the why is quite important. The why has an impact on what you want from it. Do you get what I mean? I don't know if that made any sense. Then we have one on the announcement for the DIY DP May 24. Steffi's Diamond, she says, yay, I've ordered my drills for a new cross-stitch conversion start, so I'm looking forward to joining you. Yay! So pleased. And then I've just got some lovely emojis from Sarah Bagpuss Morris on the completion and kitting down of Done Decorating. Leonore. Oh, that's a long one. Okay. Have I got the right drills out? I have. This is a long comment, but I'm going to read it out because it's quite interesting. I'm going to drink my cold coffee while I do it. So she's put, hi Sam. I watched, well, listened, since I was DPing along, these 2 videos in a row. And I was ready to keep listening because even though I'm not sure where I stand at the moment regarding spiritual or religious beliefs, I've always been interested in these subjects. I understand I may be in a minority, but would enjoy it if you did the occasional whip and chat sharing your journey. Brilliant. Not a problem. Yeah, not a problem. I could do that. I'm quite happy to do that. And especially considering that Mini Secret Door is very much what I imagine St. Bridget looks like. But yeah, she said a series dedicated to the myths and fairy tales would be awesome too. Just please, if possible, always include some DP because this craft is what brought me to your door and I like this connection. Right, I will absolutely, I am not going to be doing separate. I'm not going to be doing face-to-face storytelling, etc. It will always be diamond painting. It will always have that in it because this is what led to me opening up to everything else. This is at the start of this, and absolutely, as you said, this is what has brought me to YouTube and which has kept me there. So the basis will always be diamond painting. It won't be anything else, I can promise you that. She said also, these videos came at an interesting moment for me, and I'll leave it like this. Just one final thought. I've been terrified of the dark since childhood and since my early teens until today in my late 40s. I can't sleep in the dark. I always have to have some light. Never heard it explained like you did, even though my intuition and a couple of episodes throughout my life told me that that was the cause. Thank you so much for the courage of exposing yourself this much. It struck a chord in me that has been buried and ignored for a very long time. I'm so pleased that it's come at the right time for you. And it is hard. It is really hard to explain to somebody how you see shadows in the dark that other people won't see. And it's kind of, if you look straight at those shadows, they disappear. If you don't, they move. They do move. Now, yes, of course, your first thought is, well, if they're dark shadows in the dark and they slink around, they're evil. I don't think that is the case at all. I don't. I think it's more, it's just energy. And, you know, I am sure there are lots of explanations for what it is out there. All I know is I've always known they were there. I just didn't want to see them. and I am now training, I guess, towards being able to contact with them, to find out what they are. Simple as that. But it's really hard to explain to people. How do you explain to people that you just sit there and you don't hear someone say your name? No, that's wrong. I do hear people say my name. Okay. If I get something from someone, I don't hear it. I see it. But I don't see it written. I feel that it's said. How the freaking hell do you put that into words that people understand without them thinking, what? What do you mean? It's impossible. But I will do both of those things. I promise you. I will keep people interested, updated on my journey. So I will always, what I will do is I will start to use the heading on the videos better. So if it is a whip where I'm discussing where I'm at with my spiritual journey, I will title it My Spiritual Journey. If it's just, you know, legends and stuff, call it story time. Whip and story time. How about that? And that way, all of you, you know, can pick and choose what you want to hear. And there's lots of updates on this because I'm learning new things every day. I'm finding out about I'm running out of this colour. I'm finding out about talents that I've got all the time, because this circle that I'm going to, we're just trying bits and pieces of everything. I'm better at psychometry than I thought I was going to be, and the process of doing that was much easier than I thought it would be. It's sort of, I didn't know until this point. So yeah, I'll definitely keep people updated. I'm so pleased that I've had such a good response. Right, last two comments. I've got Betsy. This is on the completion and kitting down of Done Decorating, the Snoopy canvas. She said, I keep checking the weather in Orlando to see how Penny is doing. Number one, she's doing really well, but she did catch the sun. Red legs. So she did show me legs where she caught the sun. I haven't spoken to her today. But my phone is on Do Not Disturb, so I shall have a look when I stop filming to see if she's phoned me. What I don't want to do is phone her back when she's busy doing stuff, because she's meant to be there having fun. She said today, which was Easter Sunday, it's a high of 81 degrees and tomorrow it'll be 86. There might be rain on Wednesday. Rest of the week will be in the 70s. I think she is just fine. Love Snoopy. Yeah, I think she'll be just fine as well. And then the final comment was from user WG. She just says, can you tell me how many ABs in round there are? So in the Snoopy, there weren't any ABs. They were actually crystals. There were 5. So 9 colours and 5 of those were crystals. It is very sparkly. I'm not a crystal fan. I'm not going to lie. I actually did place some of the crystals using tweezers, which I've never done before, but only because I'd got wax and I was getting really frustrated with the wax. So yeah, I did do some placing. So I have nearly finished my section. I've just got my ABs to do. So I'm going to call it a day there. First of all, thank you so much to everyone who commented on the spiritual stuff. I really appreciate it, and I do like to share with you guys. But please do be reassured that no matter what content comes onto YouTube, it will all have diamond painting in it. Number one, because you don't want to be looking at me, but yeah, I will be diamond painting. And also because it would be too much work for me to produce videos with pictures all the time. It's too much editing. I don't have time for that. But thank you to everyone for your kind comments. I will keep you updated as time goes on. I'm down to the dregs on these drills. So I'm just trying to have a look and see if I've got, I think this is the last of this colour. So if you are new and you have, you know, you've only just come across me, please do consider subscribing. It really helps my channel out. Other than that, liking, subscribing, hitting that notification bell, all that good stuff, all that YouTubey stuff that you hear a million times a day off people. Please do all of those things, because it will help bring more content. As I said, I have just ordered 2 new diamond paintings. I wouldn't have been able to do that if it wasn't for you guys, whether that's buy me a coffee like the lovely Betsy did and Arietta, or by watching the videos and the revenue from that. It all goes towards providing new content. I will be back very soon with another video. It is, as always, guys, over and out from this Kitting Up Kitten. Bye bye.